It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But here's a big one you need to hear. Billions. That's the amount of money in refunds the IRS has flagged for possible identity fraud. Now here's another big number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. One last big number. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
Excuse me! Taxi!
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
And we are back here, John, on Katz and Cosby. And joining us now is former Congressman Mike Rogers from the great state of Michigan in a big race there for Senate. We love him. And also a former FBI guy. So that's why I really, really love him. And also was chairman of the House Intel Committee. You can't forget that. So we're thrilled to have you back here, Congressman. And,
thank you so much.
You know, I can't think of a better person to talk about, sadly, what just happened recently in your state, with this, the attack on the Michigan Synagogue. And, it came out yesterday that the guy was trying to avenge the death of his brother, who was a Hezbollah commander. I mean, if this isn't a wake-up call to every American, I don't know what is.
No, it really is. And this whole push for anti-Semitism is growing, and it's growing in the darkest corners of the Internet. It is driving people. Here's the other thing, and Rita, you would certainly appreciate this as well as John. The Iranians are still using a disinformation campaign, and they're targeting pockets in America, like universities, areas that have high Muslim populations, to try to change the narrative that it's bad, it's wrong, the America is losing, you should stand up, you should fight this. And so it is easy to get radicalized on the Internet today. And so when he lost his brother, who is a commander for Hezbollah, that's what he needed that was his radicalization moment, and he decided to go and do some horrific attack on innocent children. This is important. These were innocent children going to school.
Yeah, there were over 100, right? In that daycare. I mean, this could have been catastrophic.
Oh, completely. Thankfully, the guards and the FBI, interestingly enough, I think it was either 1 week or 2 weeks before, gave them training. How about that for divine intervention? Gave them training how to respond to an attack incident much like that. So that training kicked in for those security guards. I think that saved every single one of those children that day.
You know, Congressman, I want to get into Alyssa Slotkin, who you're running against in the Senate race. One of the things, she came out recently, and this was amazing. She came out and she said, there should be DHS funding, but then voted against it. It's like flip-flopping.
Yeah, and so I ran against Alyssa Slotkin in 24. Unfortunately, she won by the slimmest of margins. And she portrayed herself as a moderate, would work with everyone, and has done none of that, including saying things like we should fund DHS and then votes against it. It is a little disturbing, and you're seeing this as a trend in the Democrat Party. So I have 3 opponents. They're all running in a primary. One more left than the other one, including one that wants to Mandami, Michigan, a guy named Abdul El Sayed, they're all neck and neck in the polls. And so I really worry about the future of our state, and we're not going to do it by going into embracing this new idea of socialism, embracing men and women's sports, by embracing that the government has a right to take a lot more of your money. I mean, all of the things that us 3 for sure know makes for a less competitive state, a less competitive environment. It'll have more people in poverty, not less.
This voter ID stuff has to pass because, you should only have American citizens voting. You can't have every migrant voting. I mean, enough is enough. And friends of mine criticize me sometimes and say, I'm prejudiced. I'm prejudiced against what? The American citizens voting? That's what the Constitution says. And I said to my friend in reverse, I said, don't you think that you are a racist? Because he was calling me a racist. I said, don't you think you are a racist because you don't think that poor people have the intelligence to be able to get voter ID?
You know, John, in
Puerto
Rico, you must show ID to vote. They must be really racist in Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Well, you need an ID to get a library book, to get on a plane. But not to vote?
Sudafed behind the counter. You got to show your ID. You got a bad cold. You want Sudafed. You got to show an ID to get it. Here's the thing, which makes no sense to their argument, John. Almost, I think it's 78% of Black Americans. The same number, over 80 for Hispanic Americans. When you start going down the list of people that they say you're racist against, they believe that they should have to show an ID to vote, and I'll tell you why. They want their vote to count. And when people cheat and when people, illegal immigrants vote or others, that cheapens your vote. It cheapens you showing up, showing your ID and casting your vote for America, which is really the underpinning of our great republic. And by the way, in Michigan, we had a Chinese student at the University of Michigan, Chinese national, announced that he had voted and got on a plane and left. And by the way, they found out he did vote. And you know, the darndest thing is that vote counted.
Oh, my God.
Because they couldn't take it out of the box. We also had a county clerk. The Democrats will say, oh, it's just not happening. You don't have to do it. Well, then why are you fighting it so hard, number one? But this county clerk found dozens of undocumented immigrants who were registered to vote in his county and voted in the last election. Think of that. And so they're saying it's not happening, but we have real examples right here in Michigan where it did in fact happen. And why on God's green earth would you not just allow people to show a driver's license or an ID, a government-issued ID, to vote?
Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty common sense.
Everybody has a driver's license. Everybody has something, a library card. Otherwise, you can't get on an airplane. You can't rent a car. You can't do anything.
You can't buy a beer without an ID.
Mike Rogers, keep fighting for what's right in America. Thank you so much for coming on today.
We wish you so much luck in your race.
And we stand side by side with you on your race for Michigan. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.